Good morning, guys and gals. I didn't cross the creek last night. The risk was just too much. I could just see myself ruining a vehicle over a chance to hunt in the spot that I wanted to hunt. I could just see that being how that went. So I pulled out of there, which meant another hour out of there. By the time I got, in order to go to this other spot, it's a long way down and around, a long way. Actually down and around. And it was after midnight. My girlfriend lives right over here, really close. I went and crashed at her place. And I just went, walked in and crashed, basically. Slept from like 12:30 to 4. And now we're gonna come, take off, and try to get into this spot that I've hunted before. We're gonna come into it from another angle, and this angle's not gonna be pretty. I did this one other time, and I was like, I'm never doing that again. Because you gotta go from the bottom to the top before daylight, and this is big stuff. I think there's a turkey in a tree above me. I remember this being rough, but this is crazy. You gotta go straight up this rock face. It's not so bad at this point, but you got about 3/4 of a mile straight up. And then you can cross over and start going along the mountain. I'm just blasting right up through the vertical part, because I plan on being a long way from here before daylight. The worst part about this whole thing is I have forgot the voice recorder, which is number one, I just realized. And number two is that the guys that have four-wheelers and stuff can come in from the top and come right down on me after I've done all this work to get in here. You can't do it in a truck, really, but you can definitely do it in a four-wheeler. And those guys do, or did last year. Man, there's still a lot of vertical to go. What a trip. Not quite where I wanted to be. There's an old four-wheeler trail that runs around one of these benches that a lot of the deer hunters use, or I guess that's who puts it here. That allows you to travel pretty quick and quietly. I was hoping to find it because it starts somewhere right around in here, but I haven't. If I could have found it, I could have moved quicker, quieter, and better. To be on out a little more. We'll see how it works out. It's breaking daylight now. Been climbing for about an hour and 15 minutes. It sucked. Well, I found the four-wheeler trail, so that'll make moving a bit easier. only heard one turkey, and it was at the bottom, way down there in those private fields. Probably, geez, between a half and 3/4 mile away. Long way down there. Really expected some to be up the mountain with it to be so late in the season. And with the weather being so pretty yesterday, I figured they'd be up here. Got a lot of ground to cover. So hopefully we'll stir something up here soon. Well, I've dropped down all the way to the property line. The turkey's way down below me still. Fixing to call to him just to get his reaction. But he's got to come a long way. Through some vertical stuff. I think he's on the other side of that big drainage. I don't know if I hear that. And the battery's going dead. That turkey's that way about 600 yards. I mean, I can't go any further. I was gonna start kick back up that little trail, work my way out the mountain, and I hear a four-wheeler riding through there. I hate four-wheelers. The odds are stacked against me. I've been up here blowing the reeds out of this call, getting him to gobble, just 'cause. Heard some hens come from the top, go down to him, and now she's down there cutting. Me and her cutting back and forth, and he's gobbling some. But he ain't moved. They have come up, actually. They're a lot closer, but I don't think they're coming into this. She just flew up in a tree looking for me. She came along, damn it. I know if I flush her, she's gonna go straight back down the hill. I'll believe that. Because I can't. Oh, man. That bird just came from a mile away and got to 20 yards. And I couldn't make it happen. I threw my call to the left. I mean, I've got a beautiful little green spot right here. I want him to come down across it. That's where I had the camera and everything. Popped up on the right side of this big old rock. Right there. His head popped up there. He was brilliant. The thing that shocked me, he had like, I don't know, there was a pile of turkeys with him. And he was leading them. I called that hen up. When she and I got to cut back to get back and forth, she came in here on a vengeance. She swung left. Walked right behind me in this little rock outcropping I'm sitting in. And pitched up in a tree right there above me, looking for me. Well, I heard him start moving to the right. I waited and waited and waited. By the time he got closer and closer, she pitched down behind me. And I was trying to listen, see which way she went. To make sure she didn't go to him, I was going to try to bump her. Things got quiet. I heard something cluck down below me. I thought for some reason that hen had gotten around me. And I was going to try to call to her to keep her close. When I called, he gobbled. Just out of sight down there. I've got a nice lane all the way out to 40 yards right there. And he came. Somehow he came behind that and popped up beyond it on this right side. And I saw him and I saw all the other turkeys coming behind him. He ended up, I just spun the camera to the right. And I looked down there, and all the jays were moving left, like they were going to come just like I wanted them to. When I saw that, I thought I would provoke him, so I threw a little yelp down there to the left, and buddy, he gobbled right there. But there's this huge rock. He was right behind this rock. That rock. Right there. Guess it's this one. camera, yeah. I mean, he was right there. I mean, he couldn't have been 30 yards maybe. So then, I'm thinking he's going to come left, which would put him right here, walking down this green patch. Because all the jakes were filtering left out through here. And he pops up. Right there. Right over the top of those rocks. At like 20 yards. His head was brilliant. Ain't ever gonna work out. The jakes are right there beside me. There might be an end with them also. I'll work out one about 4 or 5 times real quick at a wood tanker or something. Pretty sure he's climbing. He's still going up. I don't think he has any interest in the rest of these turkeys right here. I don't know if he kept climbing or what. Dang it, man. That turkey came from... Yeah, he's straight above me. He's got these turkeys. He's straight above me. He's got these jakes between me and him. That hen just cackled over to my left. I'm sure that's where he's headed. He's all the way over there with her again. Dang it. Well, fellers, I tried really hard. I tried. The SD card filled up again. And I cleaned that thing off, and that camera will not take a bigger SD card. Trust me, I tried. I'm not being ignorant here. SD card filled up. The jakes were right behind me. The hen got to caulking again. She got to yakking again on the other side of a drainage. Me and her got to going back and forth, and the gobbler was on my side. He had met back up with those jakes, and they were just 50 yards, 60 yards up above me. I was able to crawl in behind those rocks and get set up just 30 yards from where I was just set up, where you watched him. I'm hoping you watched him walk right up beside me, and I wasn't able to kill him. Well, this time, I got in there, got to yakking back and forth with him, and got him real fired up, and those jakes were caulking and everything. And next thing you know, I heard him drumming, and he crested this hill, and the jakes were behind him again. I think they were kind of chasing him a little bit, but he got on me tight, and about 20 yards maybe, able to get him. Nice 2-year-old gobbler. But I tell you what, when I was sitting there, boy, that one had me shook up. That all that going on had me shook up. He came from a long way. Like, I heard him this morning, and I was like, there's no way, that turkey's way over there. So anyways, this camera's a jinx, I'm fairly certain, because now the battery's flashing, and I just put a new battery on. See, I am prepared. I had another battery. And I just put the same battery back in there. Now it's telling me it's dead. I'm really not good at this camera stuff. I'm really not good. Alright, maybe that's the right battery. Maybe I just use the wrong one. One of those batteries is fresh. Just having myself a snack. A little breakfast. But this camera's jinxed. Man, I can't make it happen in front of this thing. The minute it cuts off, everything comes together. With that thing running, forget it. You throw it out the window. Man, I was shook up this morning. That was fun. That hen came in there first. She was just raising cane. Then he gobbled. I could tell he wasn't with her, but he was drifting up. He was coming up. He was trying to catch up to her, is what he was doing. And I knew he had a jake with him because I heard it caulk a time or two at his gobble. I didn't know he had like 8 or 9 jakes with him. I mean, a pile of jakes. But she came up around right behind me. You get in these rocks, and it's just like little benches. You're on a bench, and there's a rock face, and there's a bench. She was on the bench above me, literally walked right behind me, like probably within feet. You just hear feet walking in those wet. These leaves are kind of damp, and you can still hear it like it was in your hip pocket. Flew up in a tree right behind me, and I just waited, and sure enough, that gobble got closer and closer. I think I've already told y'all this story when it didn't come together earlier, but anyways, he came up through there. He picked my right side. I had a beautiful, wide open, beautiful spot for a gobbler to strut and do his thing right there in front of me. To my left. Of course, he took the right side, which put me in a pinch. And then he gobbled right behind it. I had a big rock right in front of me at like, 10 feet. And I yelped to him to try to bring him left, and he gobbled behind that rock. Couldn't have been more than 25, 30 yards. I'm talking, just blew my eardrums out. I threw my calls to the left, and I looked, and the jakes were going to the left, so I picked the left. And I'm sitting there, ready to shoot on the left side as soon as he steps out. I'm paying attention to my gun barrel because I don't want to skin that huge rock boulder. I want to make sure he clears it well enough for my barrel to be over it, not just my red dot. When I look up, and his brilliant head comes up on the right side of the rock, like 20 yards, 18 yards, maybe 15, I don't know, close, real close. And he saw me there. It didn't really spook him, but he just did that, look at you. And he went behind a little bitty tree, and I tried to swing on him real quick or try to just make an adjustment. And that noise just kind of, he just kind of dipped down, and he didn't spook, never putted, never nothing. He just went right back past those turkeys and went up above me. The other turkeys never knew what was going on. They fed right on, kind of followed him. He got up behind me and started gobbling. I looked up and the jakes were coming back to me. He wasn't with them, and he was still gobbling behind me. The jakes fed right behind me. I'm talking scratching, and I mean, just, you might be able to hear it on the camera even though the audio on this camera is pretty shoddy. And I didn't bring my wireless this morning, so anyways, he got over there past me. I looped around and got 30 yards, pointed the opposite way. This was about 20 minutes after our first little spat. I hit him hard with calls, and that hen was on the other side that it was originally behind me. She started going back and forth again. It was like deja vu. Except he was on, there's a big steep gully. It's got water running in it. She was on the other side of that. He was on my side. He was answering both of us. Answering me real readily. I mean, every time I'd call, he'd hit it. So I just kept feeding him. Kept bickering with her. Started hearing him drum. And then sure enough, here he come. I mean, when he crested the hill, he was 30, maybe 35. But he got a tree on me, and all I could see was the edge of his chest, and he was walking straight to me. And all them jakes come out behind him, and I could tell they were going to push him to the left, and I was just on the left, and that's that tree he was behind. When I said he drummed, he stopped. Man, he shook the ground. Walked out from behind it, 20 yards. Shot. Jakes went everywhere. The thing about this spot that I'm in right here is it is a son of a gun to get into. I'm talking, you gotta have your head on right to get in here. Like if I smoked this down at the bottom, probably wouldn't make it in. Probably wouldn't. But luckily we're on top now, so I can smoke it and roll down. But I say it's tough to get into. It's tough to get into if you ain't got a four-wheeler. There's no time quite like times like right now. Got that memory fresh on your mind. Sitting by a beautiful gobbler. You don't have to go to work. Sun shining, a little bit of breeze coming through. Hear all the birds. I don't know how you'd make it any better. I'm sitting right here on this, another one of these rock outcroppings. Just looking down over this stuff. I mean, it's like a stadium. These hardwoods are beautiful. Mountain turkeys. I love mountain turkeys. Yeah, I don't know how it could get any better. Other than him hopping up right now and clucking and walking right down this hill. And let me come in here and do this again tomorrow. And unfortunately, that's not the case. Shame you gotta kill them. Some people say you ain't gotta kill them. I think you gotta kill them. I guess some people would have said that first little interaction was enough. One with me calling him up and calling the hen up and that whole thing going on there. So that was enough. You won. You played the game, you won. Got him in there. That ain't winning. Calling him up ain't winning. Because you don't know what's going to go wrong, like in that situation. If I'd have been one of them fellers that just had my gun in my lap, I said, oh, I'm not going to kill this one. You don't ever know what's gonna go wrong. I wish you didn't have to kill them, but you gotta kill them. That's what defines success. I mean, that's how you know that you won. Every day you come in here, that turkey gives his best to do what he's here to do and survive. You owe it to him to give him your best. Don't shortchange no turkey. And that's your deep thoughts from Hollywood. This is the type of stuff I think about when I'm sitting here like this right here. But one thing I can say for sure, he couldn't have died at the hands of anybody that appreciates him anymore. That I know for a fact.